Welcome back to Daggerfall. Today we're going to be exploring some of the optional quests in the main quest. Now, since there are our level requirements for those two, in the interest of not taking up all of your time watching me do side quests while I'm trying to level up my skills in order to gain a character level, I'm going to show you a quick way to level up if you are in the Mages Guild and have most of your magic skills as major or primary skills. So we're going to walk all the way over to Wayrest Mages Guild, and on our way there, check that out. That's an interesting little structure that they have there. It's for the town cemetery. I think it's a neat little detail for the towns to have, even though its placement is randomly generated, much like the rest of the towns in this game. So there's the Mages Guild over there. I'm going to go inside and talk to the Spellmaker. I'm sure this is funny, but I'll read it later. Oh, that's the item identifier. So the Spellmaker is over here, and it seems we have gotten a promotion. We are now a journeyman in the Mages Guild. Promotions occur after completing a certain number of quests and having a high enough skill in certain skills. Like the Mages Guild, to advance you have to have high magic skills. Makes sense to me. So, with the Spellmaker here, we're going to make a spell that heals stamina. We are going to make a spell that projects a light. There it is. And we are going to make... well, we're going to make a single spell, but it has all of these abilities. And we are also going to make a spell that lets us breathe underwater. These three effects are from 3 different magic schools. So, if you cast this spell... spell name, please. So if you cast this spell, it actually gives you experience in all 3 schools of magic at the same time. And since the casting cost is so low, it is actually possible to rapid fire this spell and gain lots of skill advancements that way. So I'm going to demonstrate that right here. I'm going to go outside, cast the spell once, and then use the recast key. Just go ahead and hit the recast key a lot. Then we are going to travel to someplace fair distance in order to satisfy the requirement. See, in Daggerfall, they don't give you the skill increase until 6 in-game hours after you have met the requirements. So there you go. Just due to the way it's set up, you can actually wind up getting a bunch of skill advancements when you next fast travel or when you sleep or whatever. So we're going to rapid fire that spell again, and then mosey on back to Wayrest. And bingo, we have improved skills again. Of course, most of this has to do with the fact that my character levels up very quickly. Oh, and it actually won't give you the level up after traveling, only after resting. So what you have to do is go into the character sheet in order to see if you've gotten the level up. And I haven't, so we're gonna do it again. Just travel to any old place as long as it's far enough away from where you just were. Still not there. So we're gonna rapid fire again. And head back to Wayrest. Still no? Huh. I must be leveling up slower than I thought. What's going on? I mean, I did make illusion and alteration primary skills, didn't I? Oh, alteration isn't in any of my skills. Well, there's alteration, actually, and there's restoration. So, yeah, I don't know why I'm leveling up as slow as I am. Oh, well. It should take only 15 skill increases to get the level up. Like, that's what the formula says anyways. That's better. There it is. And I got 6 points, so they go all the way into intelligence. And now that we're level 4... oh. Oh, this isn't the letter for the quest, actually. See, after doing Morgaia's quest, you can get a letter about their wedding, an invitation, but you can't actually attend the ceremony. And speaking of Morgaia, what's really weird is that she will always be in Wayrest's palace, even after the quest involving her, even though she's supposed to get married. Oh, and hey, a holiday. This holiday makes it so that the clerics do all their work for free. But we're not interested. We are going to head to the Palace of Wayrest, because that's where the next optional main quest is. Anyhow, I think it's really weird that even though Morgaia's wedding, she's still always going to be in the palace, no matter what. It seems like, I don't know, it just seems like a minor immersion hit to me. I mean, shouldn't she be off in First Hold already? I don't know. So we're just moseying along to the palace. Rain's nice. Rain doesn't really do anything. Well, actually, it is said to do something. But, that's a long ways off from where we're at right now. So, this quest involves someone you might be familiar with if you've played Elder Scrolls 3's expansion pack. He is not in the throne room, he is actually in the back, through this door. And that fellow is right here. This is Prince Helseth. And he needs a courier. It's just a straight, letter delivery, and he's going to reward us with a weapon. A magic weapon, in fact. Meet me here at this time tomorrow. Can't you give me the letter now? I mean, you'd think if you needed it delivered, you would write it in advance. Oh well. Actually, there's a reason for that. Helseth is a kind of a not cool character. He is also a dark elf. And there is another dark elf. This lady right here. She is named Karethis, and she's apparently a member of the Mages Guild, but she does absolutely nothing in the plot. Why would you have yet another dark elf in the Palace of Wayrest if she's not going to do anything in the plot? I don't know, it just seems weird to me. Gives me the note about the holiday again. I'll just anchor myself there for a quick teleport. And since we need to pass the time, I suppose we are going to just have to go to the nearest tavern and sleep it off. And we'll practice our magic. Each one of those squares, by the way, is an indicator for a magic effect. I want to fill the entire screen with this. Can we do that? I'll just rest a little more. Oh, time for the room has expired. So, that's our cue to teleport. Alright then, let's see what Helseth has for us. Let's see. Lord Castellion, the head of the Elder Council? The Elder Council? Seriously? Okay. Sorry, he is located in Vangate. Oh, and you better read this too. I would ask that you not read the letter as it is private correspondence. If word of its contents gets out, I will blame you. This is one of the few quests in the game where you can actually read the mail that you're delivering. And there are consequences if you do. So that's kind of a neat little detail. He'll notice if the letter is open, because in order to read the letter, obviously you have to open it. So, off to Vangate. We're not going to read the letter. I mean, you could just, like, save, read the letter, and then reload. In fact, Yeah, that's what we'll do, in fact. Save the game. Here's what the letter says. It's blackmail. That's basically what it is. It's long, but it's basically blackmail. Have you ever espied with delight a red berry half drowned in cream? So I dreamed of you, my dearest love, pouring my soul into you, sweet. For your touch, dear, my soul is quite forfeit. Yeah, personally, the Lusty Argonian Maid had way more romantic scenes in it. So yeah, Helseth is blackmailing this member of the Elder Council. Apparently, he wants the throne of Wayrest for himself. So, reload. And now we will find where his house is. It's not far. It's one of these houses. The one to my north. That'd be this one. So, where is he? He's up here in the... Well, he's not in the attic. Why would he be in the attic? That'd be just silly. I shouldn't have looked in the attic. Why would he be there? There you are! His skin grows pale and his hand begins to shake. Alright, time to deliver the response. Teleport. And we will give the letter to Helseth. Isn't blackmail fun? Alright, so he does have information for us, though, so we kinda need this. Let's see, it seems Wayrest sent advisors to King Lysandus. Okay, this is something that I didn't really mention. The battle that King Lysandus got killed in was over an island called Bethany. Daggerfall was at war with Sentinel, and it seems Wayrest tried to send advisors to them to mend their differences without fighting. But they were intercepted by orcs, which is interesting. However, there are stories that at least some of the advisors arrived at Lysandus' tent and spoke to him briefly, which is interesting. So we will take that information and a short sword, and we will be on our way. There aren't really any other quests you can do in Wayrest at the moment, because the level requirements are 6 and 9 for the other two optional quests. So it is time to head back to Daggerfall, because we are going to do some optional quests there now. Away we go. And we will head for the Palace of Daggerfall. Actually, we should probably head to the Daggerfall Mages Guild in order to identify that item. No, we're going to go to the palace. As soon as I saw where we were on the map, I was like, oh, we better just go to the palace and get that quest done. So we are going to set the anchor outside the palace, and this is important, because Castle Daggerfall is the only castle that has this locked door here. You have to actually talk to this guy, and oh my goodness. You just have to say yes, and he'll open the door. But you can't talk to him if you teleport past this door. So that's something you've got to watch for. So, this is the King and Queen of Daggerfall. And the Queen is interesting because she is actually a Redguard. The King is a Breton. After the war with Sentinel, as part of the peace treaty, Sentinel actually handed their daughter over to the king to marry him, which is very strange. So, the quest she has for us is that she wants us to travel to a castle where the previous Queen of Daggerfall resides, or actually, the king's grandmother, rather, and our reward for this will be a short shirt. Okay, I'll do this. You're sending me to a potentially dangerous dungeon just to make sure the king's grandmother hasn't gone completely insane. And you're gonna reward us for that with a shirt. Well, it's obviously going to be a magic shirt. Anyway, that castle is in the Hrothgarian Mountains. It is called Shedungent. Very strange name. It takes a while to travel there, but we have a very generous time limit, so it's okay. I forget where the entrance to this one is. Oh, it's right up these stairs. Now, normally we would have to crawl through this dungeon like mad in order to find her, but I happen to know that if you talk to this tapestry, and tell it to shut up, you can go right in. And they actually tell you this at the end of the game. Oh, there's gonna be enemies, though. Are there? Are they gonna, like, attack? Okay, they're gonna attack. I was wondering if they were just gonna sit there. Hey, a sorcerer, what do you know? I guess we can just get rid of the other enemies because they respawn anyways. This is Nulfaga, King Lysandas's mother. Quite the looker, is she not? She's crazy, too. We are only like dead walls or vaulted graves, that ruined yield no echo. Oh, this gloomy world, in what a shadow or deep pit of darkness doth womanish and fearful mankind live. How come Lysandas by his death, in a mist I know not how, oblivion not come yet, shut up mine door. That's a clue to how to get past the door, by the way. Shut up mine door and keep out its grey skies. I'll move it nearer by a perspective, or make a glass that shall set all the world on fire upon an instant. I cannot sleep. My pillow is stuffed with a litter of porcupines. That's epic. I know she's crazy, but that's epic. Not even Sheogorath could outdo that. More enemies come out. Oh yeah, this was the guy that was talking to us, by the way. Anyhow, we can get out of here now. We can actually teleport. So yes, she's very crazy. We have confirmed it, and now we will collect our fee of 1 shirt. You doubted you would ever see me again. That's you put so little faith in me. Alright. That's 2 magic items we have to eventually identify. There's going to be 1 other quest from the Queen of Daggerfall, but that will come at a later time. In fact, should I just set the anchor here while I'm at it? I guess I will. So, we're gonna go to the Mages Guild and get those items identified. Magical Identify guy, please tell me what they are. We have a Shining Short Shirt. It casts a light spell that's completely worthless, but we might as well. Oh, what was the other item we have? It casts paralysis. Alright then. And the sword? Ooh, it sucks life out of the enemies, but it doesn't do nearly as much damage. And it's steel, which means you can't equip it. I guess we'll be selling that later. Alright, we need to kill time until our next letter comes along, so let's do something for the Mages Guild again. What do we have here? Ah, the usual. This should go by quickly. 3-hour trance. Oh, this is guard duty. Okay. This is actually really easy. Whoa, 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 whoa. They actually got a couple hits in. That was frightening. Let's stuff all this in the wagon. What am I doing holding on to all of these things? Oh, that's my letter of credit. I don't want to store that. Huh? Oh, right, you have to loiter until your guard time is up. Silly me. And we leveled up, how about that? Now that we're level 5... do I get my reward for the quest? Those guys are still... Oh. Here we go. Ooh, it's magic. Magic diamond. Well, I will get that identified. Now that we're level 5, some of the parts of the main quest that you actually have to do open up for us. And, ooh, we ranked up to Evoker and now have access to the library. As if that were ever helpful. I know what this is, I think. Okay. So what did we get? We got a Diamond of Undeniable Access. And a Cast the Open spell. Well, it's a shame that I kind of have, you know, an open spell that always works outdoors. But it's nice to have one that works indoors. Would have been nice if, you know, the game applies that naming scheme to any item that it generates for you. So if I had gotten a loincloth, it would have been a loincloth of undeniable access. That's funny, isn't it? Oh, jeez, I forgot about the ghosts. And they just died again. And we have a sound bug. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here before we get killed by this sound bug. Anyway, there we go. That's the letter that I was waiting for. It takes a bit of time after the previous quest for that to show up. We have a message from the Queen of Daggerfall. She wants us once again. And we have a message from the Prince of Sentinel. We can check out what he wants from us later. This is from Morgaia. We don't need that. So we're off to Castle Daggerfall once more. And am I traveling cautiously? Yes, I am. Boy, oh boy. We're in the north part of town, so it shouldn't take me that long to get to the palace from here. Or the castle. Or the whatever. Okay, here we are. This quest that I'm about to go on is a little bit interesting. Even some of the main quests still give you a randomized regional dungeon. Like, it'll pick a random dungeon within the region, even though, like I say, most of the main quests are fixed and, like, non-random, but they still sometimes pick randomized dungeons. This quest in particular picks a random dungeon, but because there's only one dungeon within Daggerfall that fits the conditions for what the quest wants, like it's asking for a castle and there's only one, Castle Necromon, so this quest always takes place in the same dungeon, but the actual location of what we're looking for will still be random within that dungeon. So I think that's an interesting take. I don't think that was unintentional. So, it looks like the Queen Mother is paying for the upkeep of a fortress and smuggling something out there. So we're gonna see what it was that she was smuggling out there. Oh yeah, and this quest is also the one that makes a certain NPC unavailable. There would normally be an NPC in that room, but during this quest, she's not there. And since that NPC is important for another quest, further down the road, you know, it would be a bit of a conflict if you had to do both quests at once, so try not to take those two quests at once. Castle Necromon. Here we go. I said Castle Necromon. This is not a castle. Look at this thing. It's so small. Castles need to be big and gloomy and looming over you, like, I don't know, a cloud or something. Okay. Let's see, because this is the only dungeon that the quest can ever use, I do in fact have a map for it. We are going south, aren't we? We're supposed to go south from the dungeon entrance first. Gotta make sure I don't mess that part up. And it's a good thing I have a map, too, with a little walkthrough, because dungeons in Daggerfall are very, very annoying normally. Like, you can see from the mini-map here that they are fully 3D. Even the map is fully 3D, and it's very hard to follow the map that the game fills in for you as you go. You can turn it, you can do all sorts of things with it, but it's still... You can create this kind of... Well, you can shift it to this view of the camera, but it's still a really awkward map to read. So we go through this door, and we head up these stairs. There are going to be enemies. It's mostly Nightblades in here. The enemies would change if we were a significantly higher level, but we are not a significantly higher level, so whatever. And I think I'm going the right way. Up here. Yes, up these steps. Get rid of these enemies. Some of you might wonder why I'm still looting all of the corpses for their gold at least. And to that I say, well, you can never have too much money, right? Oh, a healing potion. I forgot to mention that potions in Daggerfall have been significantly nerfed. There's not a lot of places in the game that sell you potions, so most potions you find will be on the bodies of your enemies. And in this room, I'll explain what this room does first. It's really nice. There are some treasure piles here, and apparently picking up the wrong one causes the door out of here to lock. And that is quite an enemy ambush there. Excuse me while I heal myself. There's archers, there's Nightblades. Well, they're all Nightblades, but most of them were archers. And there's some new equipment for us, which is nice. I'll go ahead and equip that. Let's see here. I'll just go ahead and loot everybody. And now, as I was saying about potions, since you can't really buy them from anywhere aside from a very select few locations, you can make potions yourself. Like, you obviously saw that I have an ingredients section in my menu. It doesn't look like the letters are here, but I'll take the treasures anyways. But in order to make potions in Daggerfall, you have to go to an alchemist, and they are also very rare. There aren't a lot of factions in the game that have one. And, what's more, you can only follow very specific recipes. Like, in Elder Scrolls 3 onwards, the alchemy system is the best thing ever. It lets you craft your own potions with custom names and effects, and it's all really nice. But here, in order to make any potions at all, you have to gather the ingredients and follow a very specific recipe. You can find potion recipes throughout the game too, and it doesn't look like the item I was looking for is in any of these rooms. So we have to get out of here and find the next quest location. There are 6 quest locations in Castle Necromon, and if you didn't know where any of them were, it would be a very long slog to find them, because you would just have to run around the dungeon like crazy until you found it. So where am I going? I found the first one. Continue west past the door. Go this way. And enter the room on my right. There are lots of bats in this room, that's what I'll say. Thank you. Lots of expensive items, though. I'm not even sure if the treasure piles are the quest item. So we will take all of this. And now we have to retrace our steps back to the dungeon entrance, because that's where the walkthrough says to go, so I will retrace my steps. It's not a long way. In fact, this should be it right here. I'm going to put all of my items in the wagon. Not the letters, though. I'll hold on to those. Oh. Apparently I caught some of the arrows that the enemies were shooting. Now we need to go east. Through here. I just levitate over pits. And here's a funny thing. you can see that there's a pile of bones here. If you look up, there is actually a little alcove up here, and that is where one of the possible quest locations is. Please tell me it's here. Is that it? It's just a treasure pile, so it's probably not it. Oh boy. Wait, does it go further up? Can't possibly go further up, can it? Let's keep looking. We can levitate up here into this area and find a weird torture device. Anyhow, I better stay on track with this. I'll just grab this treasure pile and get out of here. Oh! Yeah, you see what I mean? And I appear to have activated pass wall. Uh-oh. Oh, well, I had to do this at least once, right? Welcome to the Void, Daggerfall edition. This is actually interesting. You can see the whole dungeon from here. It's nice. This is actually pretty cool. I told you the pass wall spell still existed in this game, didn't I? Oh, well, that's interesting. Unfortunately, there's no real way to get out of the void unless you teleport out, and we appear to be out of spell points. And since we don't have any ways to kill the enemies, we are basically stuck. So I am unfortunately going to have to cheat. There are a couple of cheat keys you can use to teleport to different locations, and this is actually helpful. It sent me right to the spot that I would have had to backtrack to. So thank you, cheat key. I have to rest to get all of my magic back. I'm actually glad I fell into that thing by accident. What? Accident? It wasn't an accident. I swear it wasn't. We haven't leveled up. But we are going to levitate up. We're going nowhere but up. Alright. Let's see, a torture device and 2 doors. Go through the door to the west, the thing says. There it is. That's good. We found the letters at last. So all I had to really do was backtrack, go up there, and yeah. All I had to do was go inside of that door and I would have found it. This game sometimes. Oh. I'm thoroughly annoyed. How about you? Well, let's see what the big secret is. Oh, quite a bit of letters here. So what these letters basically reveal is that Lysandus was having an affair with his court sorceress. Or at least you're gonna find this out eventually anyways, but, you know. It also says that Lysandus made sport with killing child orcs. That's rather unfortunate for Lysandus. So much for him being the goody two-shoes. This is one of those games where nobody's a good guy. So I guess this is what the Queen Mother wanted to hide. Anyhow, let's go ahead and give this to the Queen. Oh yeah, I nearly forgot about something amusing you can do. The king is sitting right next to the queen, but you can, like, get into a conversation with the king and ask him about his wife, and he will say something really stupid like, I don't think we have any of those here. You know, it's just a result of him not having any unique dialogue for NPCs. Let's see here. Just confirming what I just told you. And we get... What did we get? We get some gold. A nice little bit of gold. Alright, so that's it for this episode of Let's Play Daggerfall. Now that we're level 5, we can actually start on the mandatory parts of the main quest. Yes, we're actually going to get started on that. So next time, we will see if we can get some more information out of the people here at Castle Daggerfall. Anchor myself just because.